Am I too late? I've been offering career consulting services centered around mostly investment banking for college students and some non-college students for the past 2 months. And the number one question I get by far, probably asked by almost every single person that I consult, is, am I too late to start banking recruiting? Am I too late to get a job for investment banking? Am I screwed given blah, 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 conditions, specifications, circumstances? So in an effort to save you time and money for you to not sign up for these services if these are your questions, here are my most honest, brutal thoughts on the question, am I too late, based on your timing / circumstances. Do note, obviously, that these are generalities without any specific specifications. And I do get a lot of questions of, hey, Brian, I am this person at this age, at this school, in this country, with this level of experience, speaking this language, knowing how to do this. And every case is different. But in this video, I really want to answer the question, am I too late, based on the stage / grade / age that one is in life and how it pertains to investment banking recruitment. So if you have that question, watch this video and then reconsider either asking that question or signing up for my service, because I don't want to waste your time or money by answering the same question again and again and again. To begin, if you're in middle school or in high school, you are not late for investment banking recruiting. I'm not really sure how to make that very clear, and perhaps I'm already of a later generation and I just simply don't understand, but I don't really think there's much you can do before you enter college to get ahead investment banking recruiting, aside from maybe being born into an investment banking family or having parents that have investment banking connections, neither of which you probably have the ability to control unless you can control parents that you're born into. If you're middle school or high school, you are not late. Let's say you're a missed college application. This actually, I think, kind of matters. And let's say you are a high school student who is a senior that has already done everything, is choosing between schools, and you ask, am I too late for investment banking recruitment? No, you're still not too late. And if you're dead set on going into investment banking and you have choices between what is known as a target school and what is not, obviously the choice of a target school is better than not. But the recommendation that I typically side with is, if you're 17 or 18 making college decisions, it's probably too early for you to make career decisions. I think you should choose the school that makes the most sense for you, not only in terms of banking, but just as a whole, what school will amplify your career ability, your career flexibility. And typically, in my view, the schools that will allow you to pursue investment banking will allow you to also pursue other jobs as well. Banking is not the only route to success. Banking is not the only career out there. And if I were you, I would like to not invest all my eggs in one basket. I don't know if that's the right saying, but essentially I wouldn't want to choose the fate of my career / career path based on my 17-year-old premature understanding that I want to do banking based off YouTube videos like the ones that I upload and have this false perception that banking is the best thing ever, and therefore I need to choose a school that heightens my ability to get into banking. Because what if you get into school and you realize you don't like banking and you want to become a philosopher? But again, if you're a high school senior trying to think about school choice, you are still not too late. You are a college freshman. You are not too late. When I was a college freshman, I didn't know what investment banking was. The summer after my college freshman year, I worked for a e-commerce business that sold technology stuff on Amazon and other direct-to-consumer methodologies, which has zero to nothing to do about investment banking. It was professional experience. I was something to put on my resume. I kind of worked in Google Sheets, but it had nothing to do with banking. If you're a freshman in college and you want to do investment banking, you are not too late. And this is the last time I'm going to reiterate this again, but obviously there are a lot of specifications that have to do with you, the school you're at, your ability to talk and network, and your general understanding about investment banking. But just timing wise, if you're a freshman in college, you're not too late. I would recommend you start networking, you start understanding what banking is as a whole, and get ahead of yourself, because a lot of people your age, your grade, your circumstances are probably still not really thinking about banking. And if they are, then they are doing the things that I just mentioned. If you're a sophomore in college pursuing investment banking, you are not too late. Actually, you're at right about the time where you should start recruiting, and there are opportunities coming your way to get you a summer internship for junior year. I'm not really sure why banks do this now, and they hire kids who are a year and a half into college and tell them to sign up for a career that kind of determines the first 2 years out of their college. So you are deciding the next 4 years of your life, including the summer internship, and the ease that you get from having that thing locked in a year or two after becoming an legal adult. I guess they just want to take the best of talent first, even though I don't know how they can evaluate the best of talent when you're barely a talent yourself. Not to get away from the main point, if you're a sophomore in college, you're not too late. Hopefully, if you're already interested in investment banking, you've been networking, you know what companies you want to apply to, you know what resources your college has. If you haven't been interested yet, it's not too late to ramp up on networking and start prepping for technicals and start applying and gaining your college resources and perhaps talking to others about that opportunity. If you're near the end of sophomore year of college, then you could go and attempt the fall of junior year opportunities and sometimes even end of junior year opportunities that come for those post-junior internships. For banking, what's important is getting a banking junior year internship. So the summer after your junior year, you probably want a summer analyst position for an investment bank that raises, and if anything, locks down your chances at doing investment banking full-time post-college. If you're a junior in college and you want to pursue investment banking, you're still kind of not too late. You might be late for some of the banks to do super early recruiting and they've already completed their summer analyst class for the upcoming summer the year prior. So some of your friends that you hear about on LinkedIn that want to thank their entire family and all their friend base for their acceptance into this prestigious summer analyst program for the upcoming summer, and they posted that when they were a sophomore, you're late for that because they've already completed all their recruitment. But there are plenty of banks that are smaller or have different strategic motivations, or they respect the fact that you might not know what you want to do when you're 19. They wait a year for you and they have recruiting cycles during junior year that you could partake in. And hopefully by now you've kind of established that you want to do banking, you've done the networking, you've done the technical prepping. And if you haven't, you still can get ramped up to it. And I think hopefully respectable firms value the fact that you might not have realized that you wanted to do banking until now, and you're taking junior year to really understand it, network, gain the ability to recruit, and jump yourself into the recruiting cycle. I guess here starts hitting the harsh reality that you might not want to hear, you might not want to accept, or you might need someone to tell you. But if you're a senior and you have not completed a summer internship at an investment bank and you want to become an incoming investment banking analyst at blank on LinkedIn, then it's probably kind of too late. Statistically speaking, most investment banks, at least in my understanding, unless the system has drastically changed, like to directly hire out of their summer analyst pool or lateral recruit other people that have done internships at other summer analyst programs and hired them instead. Most of my peers, including myself and all the people that I know personally that have done investment banking right out of college, did an investment banking analyst program during the summer post-junior year, previous to senior year, and accepted a full-time offer or use that offer to go to a different bank. So the direct answer that I have is if you're a senior and you've not done any investment banking the summer prior, it's probably hard to get investment banking right out of college. I'm not really sure if there's a way to beat around the bush on that. That's just the way that investment banks hire, unfortunately. I will say, I'm sure if you have some level, a different type of financial experience, let's say you have buy-to-side experience and you somehow got into a very prestigious buy-side program that's a private equity internship or even a venture capital internship, a fund-to-funds internship the summer before, during junior year, you could definitely spin that and go to the sell side. I would assume some of those programs actually have direct full-time offers, and I don't know why you would not accept that if you're interested in that area and go into banking instead. But outside of those small unique cases, unless you had a junior year internship in investment banking, I have personally never seen a case where people were able to get a post-senior year right out of college analyst program full-time gig. So my short-term summary for if you are one of those people that is a senior that has not done a junior internship, you are too late. If you're a post-grad or you're nearing the end of senior year and you don't have a full-time gig at an investment bank and you didn't complete a summer analyst gig at an investment bank, you're also probably too late for very similar reasons, and if not for worse, more severe reasons, and you might want to start looking for other jobs. And that's really all I have to say about that. I'm not really sure if there's a way around that unless you have some kind of relationship or you could really prove yourself, or you have some side projects that you've been working on that somehow relate to investment banking, which is kind of hard considering that investment banks a lot of times revolve around relationships and large size deals and capital raises that require a team. It's not like software engineering or engineering as a whole, and even something like law and medical where you can have a one-on-one shadowing experience or a single person driven project. It really requires an organization. So I think it's really hard to spin something like that unless you have real program summer analyst experience the summer before. As I leave the college phase of this video and widen to the adult phase, if you're a couple of years out of college or a lot of years out of college, obviously it's hard to become an analyst because most analysts are those direct hires out of college, direct hires from some analyst programs. There's age dynamics involved, just the barrier to entry depending on target school stuff. The way that firms just behave recruiting wise, it is probably too late. But you now have a chance at something called an MBA that requires 4 to 6 or even more years of experience in the professional field. You take the GMAT, you fill out an application, they sometimes take the GRE now, make a nice little essay, and it provides you a new start, a new network that can wipe clean / build on the things that you've already built about your undergrad, about your work experience, but give you that new name of HBS or Kellogg or Darden or Sloan. Sorry to the ones that I didn't mention. Having that new MBA program under your belt allows you to have a new network. Firms hire directly these MBA associates for investment banking programs, and now you have a new chance. So in a way, I guess to reiterate / cancel out what I've said about the previous categories, you're technically not too late because you will always have a chance if you are really dying to get into investment banking. You can always use the MBA loophole reset. I don't think I've had many people beyond that. I don't think I've ever had anyone that was a post-MBA grad ask me if it's too late to get into investment banking because they probably use that MBA degree to do something cooler or are already in investment banking and they're thinking about pivoting. If you're 30, 40, 50 and you're a pretty senior position in a different kind of role, you can probably use that industry experience to jump into becoming an MD that's more relationship and partnership based as opposed to finance based. At the end of the day, the partner level MD role at investment banks is a lot more of a sales role than an analytical role. I've seen a few cases of those that have served CEO positions at industry based real companies and then jump over to the banking side as a partner and do deal after deal after deal without knowing that much about finance. It's definitely possible. So my one sentence summary of today's video is just start networking when you're in kindergarten and you will be guaranteed an investment banking job. I hope this video cleared up some of the questions and provide pretty simple answers for whether I think for whatever circumstances you're in, mostly based on age and timing. Are you too late to join investment banking? I hope I wasn't hurting anyone's feelings. This is just based on my understanding / what I've witnessed around me for myself, for people of various ages. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Let's go!